Hi everyone and welcome back to the C++ class. In today's session, we will learn templates in C++. Templates in C++ is a very powerful feature that allow you to create generic classes. Generic classes are those classes which are not dependent on a type. It means it can handle or it can store any kind of data. These classes are completely type independent. So before getting dive in templates, let us understand the need of a template with the help of a programming example. So here I am creating a class int array that is used to hold the data of integer type only. Inside this class, I am creating an array of integer inside a public section int array that is used to hold 5 values of integer type. Apart from it, I am adding a function void fill that is used to fill this array with a particular value. So I am using here int value. So how to fill this array? You can use a for loop. So I am using int I is equal 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. Now here you can use array I is equal value. So this is a function which is used to fill a value into this array of integers. In the similar way, I am using a function int at which will return the reference of a particular index from an array. So I'm using here int index. It will return the reference of a array element from a particular index. So you can see these two functions we have added in this integer class. So here we have created int array class. So with the help of this class object, you can perform these two operations on an integer type only. But if you would like to perform the same operations on a different data type, so what will you do? You have to create a separate class for it, right? For example, similar kind of operations you would like to perform on a string class. So what will you do? You will create a separate class to hold or to work on a string data type. So here, let me create another class, that is class string array. Here you will create an array of string and you will fill this array with some string value and it will return the reference of a particular string, right? So in the similar way, if you would like to perform on a character array, you would like to perform some operations or the similar kind of operations on a double type of array, you need to create a separate classes for each data type. So that leads to the code duplicacy, because the same code or same kind of operations you would like to perform on the different type of data. So it is a good practice. You can use or reuse these functions in order to perform the similar operations on the different data types. So here the templates will help you to perform the different operations, right? So here you can see what is the use of templates. So templates allow you to create a generic classes. So instead of creating multiple classes that will work on multiple data types, we can create a generic class that is a common class that can work on all kind of data, right? So with the help of generic classes, you can define a class without specifying the exact data type it will use, making it reusable for different types without rewriting the code for each types. So with the help of a generic class or a template, you will create a common class that can handle the different kind of data. So let us see how to create a template now. So using a template, you will not create multiple classes. You will not create a separate classes for each data type. So using a template, we will create a common class. So here, how to create a template? Simply use a template, then prefix type name, and here the type name is a T. So instead of creating the separate classes, you will create a generic class that is an array, right? So template is a keyword, and again, the type name is the prefix, and the type T. The T will be used instead of type. So you will remove int, and you can use the T is a type. So now I will write here that T is a type, means this is an array of any type. It can contain integer values, it can contain a string value, or it can contain any other kind of values as well. In the similar way, here you will change, it can fill with different kind of values, or it can return the reference of any data type, right? So this is a template class. So instead of creating multiple classes to perform similar operations of multiple types, you will create a single common class. So now these classes are not required. You will remove these classes now. That is not required. We will only use the single template class. Okay. So how to perform on integer, or how to create the different kind of objects using a template class? Simply use the array here, right? And here you will pass the type on which you would like to work. So here I am creating an object of int array object. Now you can use int array dot fill. You can fill some value inside it, like 5 you would like to fill, or you can display the value at a particular index. So how will you display it? You can simply use int name of the array, and for example, for a particular index you would like to display the value. So here you will write int array here. You will use this function int array dot at function you will use, or here you can display the value at index 2, right? Then you can put end line, right? So that's it. Now you will save your program, you will run it, and you will see what is the output of it. Here you can see it is displaying the value 5 because the same value we have filled in an integer array. In the similar way, you can create an object of a string. So how will you create an object of a string? Simply you will define at compile time, right? You will define at compile time on which type of object you would like to work on it. So this is a string array, or you can write a string array dot fill. You can fill some string value inside it. For example, this is a jcodebook, or you can display the value also, or you can replace some value string array dot at, or you would like to display at index 4 is equal, you would like to replace with some new value like hello, right? So now you can display this string array. How will you display this string array? You can use a loop int I is equal 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, right? Now you can use a cout statement to display this array. And how will you display? This is the string array, and you will write this string array, and here you can display the index. You can display the index, and you can write this one, right? So this is, you will display, then you will display this one, right? Now you can write here str array dot at, or you can pass the value of I, or you can put the new line after this, right? Okay, so let us run this program. Let's see what is the output of. So you can see here it is showing the values of a integer array as well. It is displaying the complete string array, and we have replaced the value that hello from the G code book at index 4, right? So this is a way how can you deal with the different types of data using a template class. Okay, so here you can see your array size is fixed. So if you would like to change the size of our array in a dynamic way, you can add one more parameters here. So I will pass here the int length, right? I will pass a variable length, or inside it I can write here the length. Here you can pass the length. So through this prefix, through these parameters, you can change the length of a separate array, right? You can see here. So how to change? So this is int we have written. It means it will return, or it will work on the integer data item. So instead of passing, you can pass some length of an array, for example, the 8 you can pass, okay? Or in the similar way, you can create some array of 10 elements of a string type, okay? So let us run this and you will see what is the output of it. Okay, so let us see what is the output of it. Here you can see, okay, it is not showing. Let me run it again. So, okay, it is showing some error. Let me just check what is the error. Okay, so here you can see, if you will run this program, you will see the output here. You can see what is the output now. The error is rectified. So now it is showing the array, right? It will display the values, right? Here you can see this is showing the array of a different size. So using this prefix value, using this one more parameters, you can change the size of an array, or accordingly you can choose the size, right? So this is kind of a template and how to use it. So I hope you understand how to create a templates and what is the need of it, right? So this call of a particular object means you are creating an integer object or you are creating a string object. That will be decided during the compile time. So it will help you to improve the compile time safety as well, right? So for example, you will take some variable from runtime, like you will use the cin to take some value at runtime, or you will just change this one array and you will pass some int, or you can pass this variable, right? So you can see you are creating some object array 1, right? So what the error it is showing? So what is the error? You can see here the expression must have a constant value. So this is a value which is coming from the runtime, okay? So templates will help you to provide the compile time safety, means it must be a constant value. You can't pass a value which come from the runtime, so you can't pass it. So what are the advantages of templates? Though you can see the first is the code reusability, means write a single class definitions that can work with any type of data. The second advantage of a template is the type safety, means your templates are checked at the compile time. You can see here templates are checked during the compile time, not the runtime. It avoids type related errors. So if you have created an object of integer type, you can't store a value of a string type like 1, 2, 3. You can't do it because this is an object of integer type. You can't use a string value also, or in the similar in this object also. The third advantage of using a template is the efficiency. So template allow code to be optimized for a specific type during the compilations. So guys, I hope you understand the use of a templates and how can we use the template classes. So here, instead of creating the multiple classes, you will create a single class that can work on the different kind of data items. So I hope you understand the concept of template classes. Uh, Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now. We'll see you in the next class with a new concept.